Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. In today's video, I'd like to share with you 10 patches I've made for the NOVATION Bass Station 2. Actually, 9 patches that I've made previously today, and we'll make the final 10th patch together today. So, number 70, let's take a listen to what I've done. You can hear I'm using the 2 oscillators on different octaves and the sub oscillator here. Bit of glide. Pretty cool. Next one, 71. '72. I should have given these names, but they're just numbers. Sorry about that. Okay, here I've detuned the oscillators to make a nice chord. I think we've got a 5th going on there. And the sub. Nice and bubbly. '73. Let's add some chords to the arpeggiator. Almost like a TB303. Okay, it's latched, so let's turn that off. Okay, 74. Making fast progress here. Ah, another. Using some distortion here. You can get some pretty fat, dirty sounds. This is an analog monosynth, if you didn't know. 75. Lots of sub. Okay, moving on, 76, and then we'll start when we get to 79, I think was the last. No, 79 we'll need to program ourselves. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Okay, a bit of a wub-wub here. Moving on, we have 77. Oh! This one has some pitch modulation. You hear that? Do, do. Let's do 78. More of a lead sound, like a breathy sound. I've got some noise going on there. I'll explain the front panel controls as we design our own patch in just a second. was patch number 9 because we started on 70. If we go to 79, this is an init patch. So let's make something. These are the oscillators here. There's 2 oscillators. You can switch between them using the switch here. So let's mess about with oscillator 1. You've got your different waveforms and the pitch. So we'll go with perhaps, let's go with a buzzy sine. You can adjust the pitch, put it down to 0. Fine adjust of the pitch. If you had a square wave, I can adjust the pulse width, which can be modulated as well. Let's go back to our buzzy. Let's bring in oscillator 2. I'm not sure what we'll do with this. We can change. Let's have a nice high one, maybe a 5th above. We can leave this. Let's go for that. I like the sound of that, but just bring it down. Ah, I made the classic mistake. I was adjusting oscillator 1 when I was intending to be adjusting oscillator 2. I'm always forgetting to flip the switch. So let's go to oscillator 2 now. So oscillator 1 is this whistle sound. Bring in oscillator 1. We could have it a little bit lower perhaps. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's a bit annoying this actually. I would much prefer to have 2 sets of controls, but then again it would take twice the space. The trouble is when flicking between the 2 different oscillators, all the knobs are in the wrong position. If you've just adjusted them for oscillator 2 and you switch over to oscillator 1, they're all in the wrong place. It's a similar thing actually for the envelopes as well, but I'm happy with that. I want to have a bit of sustain. This is the default shape of the envelopes. There's 2, there's an amp envelope and a modulation envelope. Let's just pair them together. We can even bring in the sub oscillator at this point. And then we can pitch it. And now I've got a very high oscillator 1 because the sub oscillator is based on the pitch of oscillator 1. So this is going to be a weird patch, but at least something different. Maybe it'll be a kind of happy accident. I can pitch the sub oscillator up or down. It's not really acting as a sub because oscillator 1 is so high, but different waveforms. But I like that. This is actually a nice little lead sound we've got here. I can bring in some modulation of the envelope, bring in some modulation of the pitch. This is the speed. But I like what we've got here, it sounds nice. Of course, we can mess around with the filters finally. Why don't we add a little bit of modulation depth, the envelope depth? So you can hear how the decay is changing not only the amplitude or the volume, but the sound of the filter. Add a bit of resonance so we can really hear it. Whew, hear that? Now we can add that high whistle oscillator to taste, a bit less. Quite a nice brassy sound there, I like it. Final thing I want to do is perhaps mess about with this. Oh, the distortion. Wow, that gets gnarly. Yeah, I'm happy with that. What does the glide do? Cool, let's save that one as number 79. We're good to go. Hope you enjoyed that. There it goes. Thanks very much for watching. Please remember to subscribe. It takes me a lot of time and effort to make the videos. Thanks in advance. I'll see you next time. Cheerio.